think I'm live, but I haven't sent anyone the link. So if you found this, you're kind of sick. But apparently, this is draft filled, and I pick 11th. Awesome. Let's see, who do we have in here? I don't recognize. So CSU's fourth. Should plug this in. CSU's fourth. I am, of course, 11th, and Chipsy is 12th. So I am broadcasting my strategy to maybe one of two people that's watching this. That's great. Just got to get some reps in here before season kicks off. Maybe doing more shows. I think Pete might have me on tomorrow if I don't fuck this up too bad. So yeah, I've been on a big Garrett Wilson kick lately. I guess I've redone my ranks. I have him, it's very flat after the top six. Garrett Wilson's probably my click of the day, starting at pick 7 or so. I guess I can go to this view and pretend I know what I'm doing. Big Does. If Kelsey falls, that'll be interesting. Because there's definitely still plenty of receivers to like here. Kelsey does not fall. So yeah, if you're joining, you're watching a person who hasn't streamed in months sit by himself, quietly draft. And how did Garrett Wilson of all people go? This is just fucked. Well, fuck you, Chip. Oh, I could take AJ Brown and fuck you over. I've been clicking Devontae Adams all off season. I'm not going to stop now. Plug him in. I've changed what I'm looking at here to be slightly less week 17 correlation based because it's a really small final. It's a 6-person final. Tony Pollard. So I'm on Run Lamb. I kind of want to just play the hits here. Amon-Ra coming out ranked 14th. I am wearing the Saquon jersey. It's a masculine urge to go Saquon there. No, I'm just gonna continue to play the hits. Go Amon-Ra. And I might be a fraud for not clicking Derrick Henry here. But I'll try and get in some more rooms so I can get Derrick Henry. TD. Thanks for watching. Why? But thank you. My work computer is logging me in and out of VPN. Apologies for that noise. And we've gone on mute. I love Pollard. Yeah, I mean, I love taking your money in drafts then. What can I say? I don't know. Pollard's fine. It is what it is. Is it weird to wear the jersey of a young player? Yes. But like, what am I just only allowed to wear like a LeVar Arrington jersey or something? Yeah, I mean, I'm 30. No, I'm 31. So like any player that the cabal wants me to be drafting is definitely younger than me at this point. I don't really wear like jerseys that often anymore. I used to be really big into jerseys, but no. I don't know. CSU goes Tyreek and Hurts. Last year, so macro strategy for like small field, big field, stuff like that. I did reasonably well last year in smaller field, higher stake contests. This one's probably a bit bigger than the ones I did well in, but last year I thought the cheat code was the expensive quarterbacks, and last year it was Josh Allen in round 3, 4, and then Mahomes in like round 4, maybe even 5, if I remember. I feel like that was the cheat code because you can just hit your wagon to that quarterback and then you just stack him every which way. It just reduces your decision making. So I think stacking people, for some reason, I've heard stack less in higher stakes and stack less in smaller fields. And I don't think you want to be overstacking week 17 in a 6-man final. That's pretty silly. I mean, muscle memory would probably take you there, but I think once you make a bet, right? If I'm going to war and say Devontae Adams pays off this 11th pick or Monra pays off this 14th pick, in all likelihood, in those seasons in which those picks do well, their teammates are going to do well, both on the season and even in game. So yeah, I'm not really much of a hedger. It doesn't really make sense to hedge in these scenarios, in my opinion. So that's like the whole thing behind, correlation. And there's, the Sunday, like the week 17 stuff matters, but even like teammate stuff matters. Smaller than that. On to Huey. Morning. Surprised Huey didn't join me in this draft. I hate to see it. I wonder if this is the first fast draft. And this is interesting. People talk about like time box stuff. So like guys like Madison and Waller and whatever just you have no competitive advantage. So. I could use a new chair. My wife actually agreed to stop giving me a hard time about she said if I want she told me to wait a day because we're getting a new rug and then we'll see how blue or gray fits into that. All right. It is the first fast draft. So yeah, Jonathan Taylor is not in the player pool. We got 2 more picks. It's not going to be tight end. Quarterbacks go DJ Moore. Yeah, so JT becomes super interesting in this contest because I feel like people are going to be super scared. And you have no ADP anchoring here at all. So I'm on the clock. Yeah, I'm sprinting to the podium for Debo. Absolutely sprinting to the podium for Debo. Yeah, Debo, like, his archetype, I think your average person might shy away from in a higher stake. And granted, like, you don't need like the absolute stone nuts, but to me, Debo has a really good path to just having an insane outlier season, but also you still need weekly ceilings. I'm still making weekly ceiling bets in any kind of format. So definitely in on Debo. So I'll see. I don't think there's any like correlation leans because I really dialed down the correlation stuff. Keenan Allen, I don't really love this year. Like I'm leaning ETN here. ETN versus Mixon. There's no correlation. Tiebreakers there. ETN schedule. I don't have much ETN. Yeah, let's go ETN. ETN opens me up to like Trevor Lawrence in this turn, and sometimes Christian Kirk falls. I guess Tank Bigsby there's a lot of just establishing it. Yeah. I guess Tank Bigsby lived and died a very quick life, but so that's life. As what was he, like a 4th round draft pick in preseason? On 3, pick 88. But yeah, I'm open to the idea. I love like 0 RB Um, I love the zero RB stuff. I think Hero's definitely better, but your zero RB candidates and guys like I'm not anti rookie by any means, but the certainty in which people are drafting RB2s and saying like, "Oh, he's a rookie RB," it's like so frequently round 3 and 4 rookie running backs like don't even play. So I don't know. Tank Bigsby going in the 120s because for some reason people decided Travis Etienne sucked. Um, a little premature, I think. Yeah, Etienne. Yeah, so three. I think Herzig tweeted it, and it's the meme. Let me see if I can. So this is really good TV. I know. The Herzig tweeted it, but round 3 is just like this. The story of round 3 this year in 2023 is like don't suck and you're going to do well. And I think that was actually the story of round 3 last year too. I don't remember exactly like that was part of my Josh Allen thesis last year as well, which not that that doesn't really matter anymore, but um like last year's round 3 had Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, like a bunch of guys and that sucked. And now this year's round 3 has a bunch of quarterbacks that should all be fine. Jahmyr Gibbs, who I like, but that's hugely hit or miss, or can be hit or miss. Ramondre, I don't think really belongs in round 3 anymore with Zeke there. DJ Moore in round 3 is pretty bad. Amari tied to like a really questionable quarterback. So again, like round 3, I don't know if there's going to be league winners in round 3 relative to what you would think of like a round 3 addition to your team, but so yeah, I think Debo has like the upside, but also it's round 3 is just about kind of survival here, and I think ETN is in that mold and that he's not very sexy, but I think he's got upside and he should have a solidified role. Um, this guy, I didn't realize that this guy is week 17 stacking. He's week 17 stacking Jets Browns, but also in a 6-man final. So if anyone is watching that doesn't play higher stakes but like can afford to, and for some reason you're scared and you think people are sharp, they're not. Um, never meet your heroes. CSU, speaking of which, CSU does have a good start though. He's got a lot of guys that I like to click. Tyreek, Higgins, Hop, Walker. It's a very good start. Oh, Jonathan Taylor goes at 46. I was thinking I could get him like in the 60 plus range, but alas. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence, I'm not really in a rush for unless I can get Kirk and Lawrence. I'm sure Chip would let me do that. I'm open to if I can get Christian Kirk, I would probably do that. Otherwise, tight end is kind of gross here. I do like Aaron Jones and Damian Pierce, so I've got plenty of options here. Gonna fill up that. And I would say Mike Evans is probably in my consideration pool as well. And Christian Kirk goes. So I guess the guy I made fun of might be watching and is cucking me. Aaron Jones versus Damian Pierce. So I think Aaron Jones would actually probably be cucking Chip a little bit. So that's nice. Do what I have him. Man, have him ranked super high. Yeah, I mean, are people scared that they were shop sniffing around for JT? Maybe. Aaron Jones gives me some options with I wanted Pierce, thanks. I also want Pierce. It happens. I'll queue up Dotson too. Hollywood. So yeah, Evans versus Dotson here. definitely expensive for Dotson. I tried to bake in, Terry missing time, Dotson ascending. Evans gives me like a slight, so like you see the correlations aren't as drastic. I want to be buying Mike Evans. I know Dotson. I know. Evans gives me a little bit, some week 15 stuff with Aaron Jones, some week 16 stuff with ETN. Um, gives me the option to stack cheaply with Baker, even though Sam Howell is cheap too. I'm just gonna take Mike Evans there. And Jahan Dotson goes. Yes, I wonder who this guy is. I do not have a Jahan Dotson jersey, but if I were, I really like the black Washington football team. But like I don't know, they change their jerseys too much, and I'm not gonna walk around wearing a Washington football team jersey. I do need to go over to DHgate and get some gear for this upcoming season. Going to Happy Valley for Iowa game, which I believe is the 27th or so, 23rd, 23rd of September. So I wonder how fast I can get a jersey from China. Am I gonna get like banned if I shill DHgate? You can buy jerseys for $20 from China. They're fake, but who cares? DHgate.com. Team 7 has Monsoon Brain. All right. Oh, Najee. He added Najee. The RB guy added Najee Harris, and then naked Trevor Lawrence. And he's got a badge. So, professional depositor. Let's see. CSU, Madison at 69. Nice. Chip has AJ Brown, Pollard, Fields, Watson, Pierce, Hollywood. I'd click some of those names. Like I love Damian Pierce and Watson. Fine with Fields and Pollard. I don't know. I do like guys like Fields in this format, so hopefully I'm not like double saying. I do think elite quarterback, and I'm not doing it, is a bit stronger here, and because you can just, especially the ones you can stack cheaply. Fields is pretty cheap outside of DJ Moore. Obviously, Mahomes is cheap outside of Kelsey, and Josh Allen as well. So if you can add on 2 or 3, instead of trying to say like who is the random week or round 15 wide receiver who's going to score 4 points 15 times and score 12 points 5 times, just that's why stacking is a little easier if all else is equal. You get badges for pick'ems? I don't. My residence is not in a legal pick'em state, so I only do it when I, travel or I'm visiting people. Philly, GM. Badge is only for drafts, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, playing the hits. I'll recap for the audio listeners, of which there are none. Adams, Monroe, Debo. ETN isn't really a hit. Aaron Jones is not a super hit. But Mike Evans definitely playing the hits there. Let's keep an eye on CSU. Cam Akers. I guess we're at the the inflection point of running back and receiver for sure. Like last call to get a starting receiver. Cortland Sutton goes. Kyle Schitz at 83. He's in the consideration pool. Don't want any of these quarterbacks. I like Kamara. I'm really broadcasting this. And Pittman. So that's my consideration pool is Kamara, Pittman, and Pitts. I don't have quarterback yet, so I can't. And I don't think I need my fifth receiver here. And running back is pretty flat. I'll go Pitts. I'll go Pitts for the people. Pitts for the people. Let's see if Chip takes both of my guys here. Congrats on your. What is WTA? World Tennis? Winner take all? Brandon Cooks. He takes Kamara. I was going to take Pittman to set up Anthony Richardson, but Richardson probably won't fall to 107. So if I were to not take Pittman, which running back do I like here? It is bad. I kind of like Pacheco. I do think running back is the move there. So yeah, if I could change anything, I feel good here. Pittman, Pittsburgh Steelers. He's doing his theme drafts. Yeah, man, it's the dog days for sure. August 30th. I mean, I've only done. I'm close. I'm like 5 away from maxing BBM. I've done a handful of other ones. I've done a little over 100 on DK. So like under 300 drafts total. Which, if you tell that to anyone in real life, you are a psychopath. But if you tell that to anyone in the Twitter sphere or Discord or Davis Matic, it's like below average. I don't know how these guys do it. I'm like purposefully drafting weird / bad stuff. There's only so many combinations of Devontae and Amonra that you need, but I guess there's a new contest, so that keeps it a little more interesting. Yeah, I wonder what my quarterback plan is going to be here. Don't want to broadcast it too much, but Debo opens me up to Chief Purdy. Amonra gives me Goff option. Desmond Ritter, Baker Mayfield. I could go 4 quarterback. Alex would really hate to see me do this if I want to go. What's Purdy's ADP? 157. So yeah, I go throw Purdy in here. I'll go Ritter down here. Oh man, Jimmy G. I just finished my draft right now. I'm just going auto. I'm just plugging these guys. Goff. Baker. Should I go 5 quarterback? I mean, I could also go, with Aiden Reed and Jordan Love. So this would be, what do I need? I need a tight end, another tight end, and then some running backs. Running backs around 107. Put in Jalen Warren. Maybe go Laporta here, and then I just need another running back. If Charbonnet falls, so like this would be a nice 6-5-5-2 build if I can, have this my way. Little 6-5-5-2. Never hurt anybody. This is the prototype here. Probably can't even see because I'm stupid and the way that I'm sharing my screen is not optimized for viewing, which is really sharp. And if you full screen it, you might be okay. Let me see. doing here? How are we doing? Yeah, you can't really see. Good job, Easy. 5 QB. Yeah. Lock it in. No, I like that's why I just put us on 15-second clocks. Come on, Rodman. Let's figure this out. It's like guys in my consideration pool, so it's not my pick yet, but guys in my consideration pool for Armuth. Otherwise, I don't need a tight end yet. Quarterback, A Rich, Daniel Jones. Otherwise, I don't need a quarterback. Am I open to AJ Dillon here? Jalen Warren, and then at receiver, probably none of these guys. So yeah, this is my consideration pool for these picks. Jalen Warren goes. My nemesis, who's been sniping me all fucking day. Let's see. Takes AJ Dillon. Daniel Jones, or I did just update projections to put. Yeah, so Anthony Richardson is slightly higher than Daniel Jones, but you can stack either or both at Freiermuth. Do I want Freiermuth and just take whichever of these quarterbacks Chip doesn't take? Or do I want both of these quarterbacks? Yeah, let's just go AR. This is the I'm doing this. I'm punting this draft for the viewers, of which there are a few. So you come back. Please like and subscribe, or else my family will disown me. Yeah, I think this is off the game plan, but I mean, I gotta go to war with my guys. Gotta go to war with my guy, Danny Dimes. So yeah, I mean, this is still, bucket 4, aka the 20 to 40th percentile of QB investment. So Alex is going to tell me that I'm a coward if I take another QB, but if I can stack up any of these quarterbacks, I will. I'll take a third QB here. Just because I think the ceilings, I do think AR and Dimes do have 25, 30 points in them. But that's close to what Josh Allen and Mahomes and Hurts are probably going to average. So yeah, another chance at Pierce. Yeah, so the game plan is going to have to shift a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't take. I almost took Freiermuth because I forgot I never take Pitts there. Yeah, that would have been bad. Yeah, ETN's on the team. I don't know, like who. It's that 3-4 turn. Like, who do you take? Like, do you really take? Do you take Brees Hall? No. I mean, Keenan Allen, I think in a vacuum is okay. Click at 38, but I didn't want my wide receiver 4. That's fair. This is a fair point. I don't need Richardson and Daniel Jones to be QB5. I need them to be QB10. I forgot Chipsy's Penn Stater. CSU taking Tyler Boyd to pair with T. Higgins. So I wonder. So I forget. I'll just put my guys here and pretend that I'm taking CSU's team. Curious. Higgins and Boyd. Slightly positively correlated. Oh, it's because I put them in that column. Put them over here or something. Does it make for good radio when you just like mumble to yourself, asking for a friend? Yeah, I don't know. Pickens and Boyd. I don't know. On the season, it's it's just a Bengals bet. It's not. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Not my favorite. With Jalen Hurts too. Where did Burrow go? That's another thing like that may be useful is CSU donating. This team's okay. I think it was good, better through like 6 picks than the rest. A good barometer of like is a room sharp or whatever is like where Joe Burrow goes. So Burrow makes it back to the guy who stacked him. So that's interesting. Um, yeah, and CSU takes Geno Smith to pair with Kenneth Walker when he already has Jalen Hurts at pick 21. Um, so yeah, never meet your heroes because they're washed up. I respect CSU, but I don't think I agree with what he's doing in this draft room. Am I allowed to take Jared Goff at ADP? I'd rather just wait for Purdy or play like a falling ADP game with a Jimmy G later, but he's in my consideration pool. Otherwise, I don't need a quarterback. Tight end, I already have the expensive Pitts, so I don't really want anything. Receiver, Jacoby Myers sets me up. I do like MVS. I do like MVS. Goff is at the top here. Oh, Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell. What does Chip have? Chip, I'm not doing this to cuck you intentionally. I just want to know who you might take or not take. I'm going to go Elijah Mitchell here. I think, like, by the book, the way that I set it up, he and Debo, it boosts Debo and Elijah is, like, a little worse because the way that Debo gets there is just by scoring a lot. So, yeah. And then I was thinking about Mostert. So this is interesting. Purdy gets up ahead of Goff. Mostert, and then I'd be at 5 running backs and possibly be done. Which I actually don't hate because I have stackable receivers remaining. Yeah, my running back investment is still low, but I actually don't feel bad cutting running back here, maybe one more. The reason and again, like I'm so receiver heavy up front that even though I only have 4, like this could be a 6 or 7 receiver build max. I have all the Giants guys for Daniel Jones. Alec Pierce, if he falls, I think he's supposed to be still left. So Jelani Woods is dead. Oh, I've got these guys, I guess. I'll start adding. I'll do the Davis Maddock star method here. This is my preferred order of the Giants receivers now. It depends, like on this team, in this team specifically, because I have like good receivers and I don't need, in theory, early week. I would probably push Wandale here or maybe even up there. I won't draft them like 40 picks ahead of ADP, but that's just where my head is at. Let me see. And then quarterbacks, I don't forget about guys that I'm interested in. I'll put Love here because if he goes past ADP with Jaden Reed, I am open to that. Purdy, I am open to. Jimmy G and Desmond Ritter, I'm open to. That's pretty much it. Future running backs. Oh, and tight ends. My tight end 2, so week 11 for Kyle Pitts. It kind of takes me away from Taysom. I'll throw him in there anyway. Dawson Knox is always an easy fit. Musgrave in case I get like Packers. Chig, I probably want to take more of. Take Granson. Yeah, RIP to Jelani Woods. Love stinks. Definitely don't take him. I mean, Sean Clifford is probably going to be starting some football games for the Green Bay Packers this year, if that's what you're getting at. Oh, yeah. No, I know why you don't want me to take Jordan Love. Dude, you don't need Jordan Love. Jordan Love does stink. Let's see. CSU's got this 2-3-6-1. What is Van Jefferson doing? Yeah, so CSU is just like pairing teammates, which I guess is I guess that's like what you know a way to reduce not necessarily reduce variance, but it's enhancing your bets. But he's just taking like the grossest team and just took Chig to pair with Burke. So yeah, he's just doing like, oh, if the Titans are good type stuff, which is okay. Well, there goes Jordan Love. Sorry, Chip. So yeah, receivers. I'll probably take at least one, if not two Giants, which puts me at 5 or 6. If Alec Pierce falls, I'll take him. Gallup is in my pool. Jaden Reed is in my pool. Samuel. I like Rashid Shaheed. Richie James. Later. Oh, there goes Purdy. So now if I take a quarterback, it's going to be late. Yeah, this is kind of how like I'll. This is kind of how I do my drafts. Just start queuing up guys that in all likelihood, I'm going to be drafting from this list. So Gallup versus Pierce, in theory, wow. So Pierce actually ended up rating out higher. Yeah, I'll go Pierce. Trying to think of like who would hurt me more if he got taken, and I think that is Pierce. Jeff Wilson, I think, is still too cheap. I'm not against adding Jeff Wilson here, even though I have Mostert. Commit. Don't be sad. Don't cry for me. TD. There goes Jeff Wilson. Okay, Jalen Hyatt versus Gallup versus Jaden Reed. Hyatt. So what the spreadsheet doesn't want you to know is that Jalen Hyatt switched his jersey number. I think he was wearing 84 throughout camp, and after cuts, he switched it to number 13. Odell Beckham. Let's see. Love that. I mean, so yeah, spreadsheets are good and fun. I don't want to take Wilson after you said, but oh no, that's fine. I already have Mostert. It's okay. Yeah, so spreadsheets are good and fun. I think they're helpful. Don't really care if you use them or not. Do what you want, but yeah, I mean, you still got to click the buttons that you like to click, the ones that make you happy. You you got to make your own decisions. People you want to be rooting for. So Jalen Hyatt, come on down. I also think he profiles well with this receiver room. Again, it's like Pierce and Hyatt are low probability, high upside, either A via spike week or B via like late year additions. But when I've invested my first 3 picks in receiver, and then Mike Evans as well, I don't need the certainty that Curtis Samuel or Robert Woods brings, as opposed to taking a shot here. Not that I'm against taking Curtis Samuel later if that ends up happening. So yeah. Man, really like Jimmy G, huh? That's just because historically, Devontae Adams' ceilings always brings people with him because he's scoring 1 or 2 touchdowns. See, I'm trying to think if I'm done at running back here with ETN, Aaron Jones, Pacheco. No, I think that this could use another, whether it's one of these Colt guys, Chuba. CH kind of is counter to my Pacheco bet. Kendry Miller I'm open to on this kind of build as well. See, I think I've got. So it's not exactly the roadmap that I had planned out when I was jokingly finishing my team, but these 2 quarterbacks fall to me and got to pair them up pretty cheaply. We'll take it. We will take it. And we'll see if I go 3 tight end or 3 QB or both. Because I can honestly stop at receiver here unless somebody falls. I'm not dying for a 7th. I'm not going to reach. Like Shaheed and Samuel around here are fine. We'll see. Is there any tight end that I want more? Michael Mayer. I was likely. And in case I go Baker, I forgot I need to put Baker in here. Richie or Shaheed. See, I'm looking at Dawson Knox. I really do think Dawson Knox is just going to score touchdowns. Curtis Samuel's staring me in the face. I do like Rashid Shaheed a lot as well. But again, I'm not dying for that. I do think Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to take Chuba Hubbard. I think even though Miles Sanders seems to be healthy and Chuba Hubbard had his own injury stuff, Chuba Hubbard seems like guys like him, like this presumed RB2 with shaky RB1s, a la Tank Bigsby, go much earlier. So I don't think that. So I think Chuba at this stage is a pretty good click. And then again, I need to decide what I'm doing at tight end. So yeah, Dawson Knox got sniped as the 4th tight end, even though I was talking about wanting him. So I'll just wait for this group. I'm done at running back. Do I need a receiver? I think Samuel Shaheed. Curtis. No. Whoop. Let's go Curtis Samuel if that got up there. It did. The pros and cons of using a spreadsheet. Curtis Samuel's fine. Yeah, I mean, Taysom or you're a fraud. Well, I already made the pick, TD. You pass on Taysom, this is your fault. Well, it's actually your guys' fault for making me click Kyle Pitts, who has the same buy, even though I could have taken a 3rd tight end. I don't know. I'm not anti Taysom in this format. I think I won one of the ones that I won last year. I had Taysom. We'll see if I can find it. How do you even navigate this site? Did I have Taysom here? Nope. I had Tommy Tremble. Did this have Taysom? Yeah, look, I'm not a fraud. I had Taysom Hill almost win. I had Josh Allen. Look at this. Came in 5th place in the Great Dane with Josh Allen. Nobody runs worse. And Gabe Davis. Nobody runs worse. I wanted Pitts. This all could have been better. Now I have 4 tight ends because I can't resist Taysom and Knox. Yeah, I mean, Taysom and Knox are just when you're looking at the tight end position. I don't mean to be flexing my whatever, but in we talk about tight ends and tight end scoring. I've been doing a deep dive in like game log stuff, trying to back up Taysom, and basically even every elite tight end scores like the 2 to 4 points about a third of the time, as does Taysom. So the floor is not a thing at tight end, and you want to be taking guys that score touchdowns. So Taysom and Dawson Knox it is. There's a format the Saints number one. No, I think Taysom Hill. I think Taysom Hill's good in all formats. People say he's like bad in the eliminator. People say he's bad in weekly winners, which actually that I don't think people say that. That might be a straw man. I think he's good in the eliminator. Like if your baseline shitty tight end scores 3 points a week, like median score or mode score is like 4 points. We can look at game logs after, but Evan Ingram, who was a league winner last year, had more games of under 5 points than Taysom Hill did. So, and I think Mark Andrews and Taysom Hill both had 5 games of under 5 points. People say he's bad in tight end premium. I mean, yeah, probably. But what if he isn't? What if he isn't? Taysom Hill is just the epitome of like, what do you win when you win? How often do you win with Taysom Hill? Once a year. I think he's good for a spike game, and once out of every 5 to 10 years, he is going to be a quarterback. And you're highly incentivized to come in first place in these contests that we play. So like to build accordingly. I've got 2 picks left. Done at receiver. Question is, I don't think I want or need 3 tight ends. What adds more to my team? Third quarterback or a third tight end? Third quarterback or a third tight end? See how you guys can get out of the queue. You're going to take Jimmy from me, aren't you? Probably, if you're talking about Jimmy G. Someone took Mayer. I'm kind of looking at Otten and Baker here. Unless I go likely and Otten. Well, there goes Baker. So yeah, Jimmy. Same buy as Daniel Jones, but yeah. Man, this team sucks. Jimmy, get it up. Can we get the points up more? Well, what is this points total? Did I break it? I redid projections and stuff. Seems like things aren't the way they used to be. Likely, and why can't I get this over 150? All right, yeah, because I'm missing the tight end. All right, likely versus Otten. Who do we got? Yeah, Otten pairs nice with Evans. That'll do it. What are we violating? There we go. Oh, it was over 150 for a second. Now it's at 140. Tough room. Tough room. We'll see how it finishes up. But went through QB. I wish I would have gotten Purdy to fall, but he won a couple picks ahead. But AR Jones and then Jimmy. Jimmy gives me a little Devontae action here. They do have like a good, promising playoff schedule. I think home versus the Chargers, at Kansas City, and then at Coors Field in Indianapolis. Running back, ETN, Aaron Jones, Pacheco, Elijah Mitchell, Raheem Mostert, Chuba Hubbard. It's like a low-ish investment. I'd like to get more early at running back. And it seems like, getting Aaron Jones value, even though I don't love him, like in theory, it's good. It's not my favorite running back room. Receivers, I think, are really good. Devontae, Amon-Ra, Debo, Mike Evans, Alec Pierce, Hyatt, Curtis Samuel. If I could take the Curtis Samuel pick back and make it another tight end, I probably would do that. And then Kyle Pitts and Kate Otten. Not the strongest, but I don't know. I feel like I've said you can't and probably don't want to be strong at all four positions. I think tight end is on the weaker side here. Running back is not great. Receiver super strong. So yeah, just gonna have Kyle Pitts break out, and we're gonna ship 75K. I'm curious what CSU. I'll look at Chip's team and CSU's team. Yeah, Purdy would have been pretty good. Gotta wait for this guy to finish up. Yeah, Freiermuth was definitely not necessary if you were planning to take 3 more tight ends, but homerism gets to us all. I tend to just be more homer as I go up in stakes too, which may or may not be a mistake. So let's see what Chip did. Fields and Stroud. I think that's probably the right way to play elite quarterback. Pollard, Pierce, Kamara, Pirine, Wilson. That's a good running back room. Mostly guys that I like to click. I definitely like Kamara. In theory, the Kamara Pirine thing is good. I don't know. People seem out on Pirine now. I think he's fine. AJ Brown, Christian Watson, Hollywood. Are you playing for a trade here on Hollywood, or do you like Hollywood in Arizona at 61? Because I've definitely been scared off a bit on Hollywood. And Cooks, Mooney to pair up with Fields, Jacoby, and Mechie. And then Freiermuth, Komet, Taysom, Dawson, Knox. Yeah. I think if you just swap Freiermuth for a receiver, probably makes sense. Freiermuth but the receivers here are gross. That's the only thing. Yeah, you can't do receiver here either. It's tough. It's definitely tough. I don't think that's a bad team. Picking at the end, back end is challenging as well. CSU could have had the Stones, and I think he just fucked it. Jalen Hurts, Geno, Tannehill, Ken Walker, Madison, Akers, Singletary, Chandler. I think this is I don't think this is nearly enough investment at running back. Tyreek, T. Higgins, Hopkins, Burks, Boyd, Jefferson, Gallup, Renfro, Evan Ingram, and Chig. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is it. We'll see. Just for the lulz, I'll plug his team in to see Well, what's the randomizer? Let me get one more refresh if I can get over 140 fucking projected points. Here we go, 151. Oh man, so easy. 146. All right. Let's see. Did CSU beat me? Tannehill, Ken Walker, Madison. Thanks for watching, guys. For sure, I'm not an interesting person, but I appreciate you being with me anyway. Like and subscribe. It costs you nothing. What else do people say? I don't know. CSU beats me. Beats me. Ingram and Chig. 48, 149. Couple refreshes. 144. Ooh, 138. Don't know. I don't know. CSU. Yeah, I mean we're all in the same ballpark. You got to really go out of your way to not have like a 140 plus team. Um, so yeah, it's not my absolute favorite. I totally naked Jalen Hurts. So that's the thing. Like I understand Jalen Hurts is going to score rushing touchdowns, but I do think you got to find some way to enhance that bet. And naked Geno Smith, or not naked Geno and Kenneth Walker. So there's some positive correlation here, but it's so minute. Because all it's saying is, um, that Seattle is going to be a good offense, but you don't benefit. So on the season, right? And I'll try not to make this go long. We're coming up on an hour, and you guys have stayed too long as is. But on the season, Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker are positively correlated because if Seattle is scoring a lot, it's a good offense, and that bet is going to pay off. I guess I can zoom in. But on a single week, unless, Ken Walker is catching touchdowns, they're not negatively correlated, but they're not huge. It's a very small positive. So again, like this, a plus 3%. I just don't think that CSU he stacked his position players with each other and some in like running backs with tight ends and running back with quarterback. I don't think he benefits enough on saying my quarterback bet is going to lead to me filling into roster spots. Whereas, my team, for example, and I have more running quarterbacks, but Anthony Richardson, good week, is going to have Alec Pierce make a lineup on occasion. Daniel Jones, I don't know. I didn't super stack either. Maybe Chip did a better job than I did. Fields, he backed up with Mooney and Komet, I think is really good. So anyway, it like seems obvious. But yeah, 75 miles an hour. 75 is still fast enough to get some people by. I need to get myself into batting cage. Someone in the Badge Bros Discord challenged me to hit 70 miles an hour, which is the ultimate insult. Haven't done so in a decade, but I am sure I can walk up to it and do that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Later. I think I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with Overzet. So if you're listening to this and don't subscribe to him already, you should. But I don't know why you're here. Thanks. Bye.